All right. I don't normally hold this, but I'll hold it today.
You literally always hold it.
Leave me alone.
All right.
Okay. I really need to start preparing my bars. I'm a much better rapper than what this freestyle is. But I'm going to try hard today. Come on, Doe. Go to the piggy bank. I know they really want more. 2024, I'm about to kick in the dough. You know it is your boy Doe. I'm with my nigga CT.
Hey.
You know they can't see me. I came up from a BG. Now I'm straight up a OG. Out the age of 44. I'm still doing more. I never ever been a hoe. I never ever done it slow. You know where we go coming. You know that we still running. You know Justice League coming through. And you know we ain't bumming.
Hey.
I always try to end on a high note. But yeah, there we go.
Fire, man. That's a great job.
How you feeling, sir?
I'm great, man. What's a BG?
Huh?
What's it, huh?
Baby gangster.
Oh, I like
I'm gonna need
that.
you to get off in the streets.
Hey,
that?
man. Hey, you're teaching me
that?
something. You understand that?
Side note.
Wait, you said it was one part of you was like, I never been a hoe. I was like,
You just gonna say things that rhyme with the O scheme?
What were you about to say, bro?
No, this is something that you should know, but I know that you won't know.
Yeah.
Because you don't really be into football.
Right.
The Lions, for the first time in over 30 years, are in the playoffs.
Let me tell you something. I did not know that. Went to my first football game a month ago to see the Chargers versus the Lions. My boy Mateen took me, and it was crazy. We actually won.
So this is the even crazier thing. Let me put you up on game. This is why the playoffs is going to be so crazy. So if you would have been watching football for all of those years or whatever, the Lions had a quarterback and his name was Matt Stafford.
Okay.
Right? And they drafted him, like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like with them when they went 0-16. And like he was like a very loyal soldier. So then after like 10, 12 years or whatever, they were like, you've done so much for us. We're a terrible team. We're going to trade you. You know what I'm saying? So they traded him to the Rams. And they traded him for a quarterback named Jared Goff. Okay. And so those are the two teams that are facing each other in the playoffs. So it's going to be him, Matthew Stafford, as a Ram playing against the Detroit Lions.
Wow. When does this start?
Saturday. It's going to be so crazy. So it's like Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's going to be crazy. We should watch the Detroit game together. It'll be a whole thing.
You said it's Saturday and Sunday?
Well, no, it's a football weekend. So it's different games every weekend. So I'll find out when that one is. It's going to be Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
I'm down.
So yeah, so I definitely think it's going to definitely be lit.
I had a good time watching it in person because it was just like, oh man, this is a great vibe. Everybody had their team. People were shouting at us. People were cheering with us. And, I had my Detroit colors on, the blue and gray.
Oh,
and,
you were there, got suited and booted up?
Yeah, I have a Lions hat. And I wore like some gray sweats and a blue sweatshirt, but it was too hot walking from the car to the stadium.
There's a lot going on.
So I had my tank top on. I was, black tank top, but
Nah, man, it's definitely going to be some cool thing. I know the people in Detroit, because it's like the bittersweet thing though, because now that the Lions are going to their first playoff, thing, the Pistons are doing god awful right now.
Well, here's the thing. The Pistons get a pass, bro, because they won championships in every decade. So we won the championship 89-90.
Yeah, they did.
And then we won a championship in 2004 or 2003. I think it was 2004.
One of those.
And then, now we didn't get it in this past decade.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But
we can make something happen.
But no, what they're doing bad about now is they've lost the most consecutive games.
Hey man, how's Sacramento doing?
Sacramento.
Since you know all the stats on
I don't
Detroit.
give a damn. I'm a Laker fan.
Oh, really?
I'm a loyal. I want to root for winners. I want to say that to the people at home. Don't feel bad if you want to switch teams and go root for a winner. I was rooting for losers all the time. I said, no, I want to root for the teams that are winning. So go Lakers and go Ravens.
The Ravens?
Absolutely.
What happens when you go back home?
I don't give a damn. First of all, Sacramento ain't got no football team. And I don't go to, I used to be a San Francisco 49er fan for years, but I didn't like how they did Kaepernick. Okay. So I bailed out. And then I went to the Rams because I was like, I've lived in LA for 10 years. So I went to the Rams for 10 years. You understand that? You know what I'm saying? For a few years I was going with them. But then I was just like, they're not good anymore. I'm out of here.
Nobody's a bigger football fan from what I've learned being out here on the West Coast, bigger than Mexicans. Mexicans and the Niners, fool. The Niners.
A lot of them are Raiders.
The Raiders, fool. The Niners and the Raiders, fool. And the Rams.
The Rams.
The Mexicans are some fans, man.
They'll whoop your ass behind it.
Man, they will. Those are some dope sneakers you got, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You wear?
13.
Same.
Hey, man, same as these. We're going to have to trade off sometimes.
Yeah, trade.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Swapsies.
Yeah, swap.
I like those too.
Thanks. These are Prestos. Tangerine got these for me last Christmas. But those are really nice.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's the first pair of shoes I had gotten in a minute. Man, I had realized, man, I ain't had no shoes in a while. So I got these a few weeks back. I like those, man. And
very comfortable.
When I look at your shoes, makes me understand that since I've known you about 16 years now, 15, 16 years, you take really good care of your shoes. Your stuff in general. You're never like looking disheveled.
No.
Like, you know
why, bro? First of all, thank you for the compliment. But here's the reason, man. As entertainers, our money is so far and few in between. You don't know when you're going to get something new. And my mom taught me when I was young, she was like, yo, take care of your stuff, because if you hard on your stuff, then what happens when you start buying your own stuff? You hard on your stuff because somebody else is buying it for you. When you start buying your own stuff, you start taking care of it. And that's real, man. I take care of it. I took care of my toys. My mother sent me some of my old action figures, like my old Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles. And they still look like they just got taken out of the box from when I was 7 or 8 years old.
Those are some really good things to teach your children.
Yeah, man. You know, I appreciate, because you got to appreciate stuff. Remember those kids that would break your toys? Let's play toys. They'd be like,
break it as soon as they get to your house.
Hey, Ma, he can't come back. I'm 6. He can't come back.
We done with that.
We done with my boy.
That's crazy too. Technology has ruined the living experience.
Yeah.
Remember you used to like when like if you wanted to beat a video game, you had to go stay the night at somebody's house, keep the game on at all times.
If you turn that game off,
oh, it's World War III.
You can't save.
Yeah,
you got to start it over,
exactly.
bro.
We have to start over from the beginning. So if we trying to, rescue the princess out of King Koopa,
oh man,
you starting at level 1. So I think that was it.
Never saved her.
You never saved her?
Never saved her. Never had enough time to go from the beginning to the end. I've had time to go from the beginning to the middle, the beginning to almost the end, and I always end up getting picked up by my mom, or my cousins had to do their chores and they got in trouble and their parents cut the game off.
Let me
never
tell you,
saved her.
I beat part 1, and I want to say that I beat part 3 because part 3 had it to where they had a cheat code in there where you can get 99 men.
Oh, that's
so I definitely
crazy.
think that I beat that. But let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
You're not missing much when you beat it.
Oh yeah, what happens?
It's like this little thing. It's like this little bit of music that you never hear. And they start rolling the credits of the game, and then it's just like, okay, well,
yeah,
that's that. It's pretty uneventful. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty anticlimactic.
There were very few games that I beat on Sega as a kid because you had to do it all the way through. The only reason I was okay with not beating Batman Forever is because I knew how the movie ended. So I was like, well, I know what happened. But everything else, Sega, you could not save, bro. You had to start it over. I remember one game. Remember the handheld game? Okay. So they had Game Boy, but they also had the Walmart gas station portable games.
That wasn't Game Boy at all.
That wasn't Game Boy.
It was Play Figure. It wasn't Game Boy at all. It was Play, fam.
Hey, Play, fam.
It wasn't Game Boy.
Play, fam.
Play, fam. With an exclamation point at the end, because you know what you're supposed to do. Like, play,
you know what you're supposed to do. Bro, it was one of those games, and you couldn't save that either. So I was playing this one handheld Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game all summer long. And I'm playing it all summer, and I could not beat it. And this particular day, I'm sitting on the porch with my neighbor. His name was Anton or something. This is in Detroit. And I'm playing the game. He's watching me play it. And I'm beating the game, and this guy is walking voraciously across the street.
Great usage of that word.
Appreciate that. And he's got a hoodie, and the hood is like down over his head. He's got like a face mask before people were wearing face masks. So it was like a ski mask, but not the ski mask knit thing. It was like Scorpion, like those type of masks.
So you got to watch this nigga.
You watching him. And I'm playing the game, but I'm looking up a little bit like, man, why is he walking like that? And down the street, there was a woman who was a neighbor, and the neighborhood hated her. She was a menace to society. And she was extremely mean to my mother. And my mother had like a feud, right? And this woman had like 5 kids. And the woman had wrote the B word on the back of our house. You know, had her kids do that to my mom. And my mom, me and my sister wanted to go down there and beat the kids up. You know what I mean? And my mom was like,
we'll settle the score.
Yeah. And it was like 5 of them, it was only 2 of us. But my sister is 8 years older than me, and she's a big girl.
Well,
so I was like,
with them hands.
Quick with them hands. So I'm like, the 2 of us versus them is going to be easy. She's going to take 4. All I got to take is 1.
You was going to send sis to get 4 of them?
She's my older sister.
You're the guy.
I'm the baby. She got to set the example. What are you talking about?
She got to set the tone.
Come on, man. Lead by example. Yeah, be a leader. You know what I mean? So my mom was like, no, don't do that. I don't want, she's going to get her karma one day. Boy, did she. So I'm on the game. The guy's walking down the street. And as he gets toward her, she's getting in the car with her kids. This dude pulls a gun out.
Oh, wow.
Shoots her in the head.
This just
I know.
a dark time.
I know. So he shoots her in the head, and it was like, fuck. And then he runs off.
Did you wait?
Fuck. You know, that's the
Clap?
that's the gunshot.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm froze. But I had just beat the game. So like before he even connected, I was like, whoa. And it was like, fuck. And I was like,
Jesus.
and her head slumped over, and I remember my mom yelling, Clayton Anthony, because you know your black mother call you your first and your last name,
right,
your middle name. So she calls me, and I was like, huh? Like I don't know what she want, and she's like, get in the house. I'm like, all right, I get in the house. Anton's still on the porch. I don't know why she ain't let him come in.
You dipped out on Anton?
I mean, Anton wasn't our responsibility.
I mean, if you don't get up and go when you see somebody get their noodles tossed, I mean, you got
noodles tossed.
You got to know what you need to do. This shouldn't have to be something I need to tell you. We need to
toss, bro. So I get in the house, and you know, my mom was like, "Are you okay? I was like, "No, I'm good." I remember the next day.
Was she okay, or did she die, or what was the end result?
She up out of there. I thought that was...
You seen someone get murdered?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 9.
This didn't traumatize you? We've never talked about this.
Not at all.
Today years old, till I'm finding out.
Yeah, you know why it didn't traumatize me? Because...
Was this the first person you seen get they...
Yes.
Snot box rocks? Snot box rocks?
Snot box rocks. Yes. And I will say...
You said that like it wasn't the last, though.
Hey, man.
Detroit's a dangerous place.
Listen, brother. From the west side. You understand me? So I didn't feel as... It's never good for anybody to lose their lives or for any child to not have their mother. I'm not joking about that aspect. True. But I am saying an aspect that I'm very close with my mother, and I love my mother. And when I tell you my mama was right about that karma, boy,
is real.
You got to treat people kindly. And come to find out, that woman had disrespected that man's mother.
Can't be disrespecting people's mamas.
And like, I think shot out their windows in their living room while his mother was there. So it was one of those things.
Game is the game. I mean,
yeah, man.
Sometimes things happen. You got to, and you can't always judge the reaction by what you do. You can't like slap somebody and then when they punch you back, you be mad.
That's a fact. But I just want to focus on the fact that it took me all summer to beat that game. And
so back to the subject at hand.
I beat that game, boy. And it was great. So fast forward, I'm on Amazon like a year or two ago, and I find that game. And I order it, and it's in my man cave now.
Wow. Have you beat it again, or do you even...
No, I don't even touch it. It's just like, that's a memory for me of beating that game. Not so much the murder, but beating the game is great.
That was a special time. I beat this game.
When I tell you we moved the next day.
Yeah, you got to get about it there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sometimes, fuck a 30-day notice.
Ooh, you gonna notice. You gonna notice a family is not in this house. Is what you're about to notice.
How was your weekend, man?
Oh, man.
We're in 2024 now. First week is down in the books.
Yeah, so technically this is episode 44, but this is episode 43.
That's going to be dropping.
That's going to be dropping. The other one is a lost episode that the people on the Patreon have seen. But yeah, I love that because we got a lot to discuss. Yeah. My weekend was fire. I just started this thing today with my wife and another comedian. It's this. They got me in this no fried foods, no sodas, and no desserts for 30 days. Started today. So yesterday,
fried foods.
no fried foods.
Okay.
No desserts.
No dessert.
No sodas.
Okay.
So last night we both gorged. Like I ordered some ice cream. I had I had 3 Pepsis cans, but I had 3 Pepsis, and I drank the last one by 11:59 because I was like, I gotta get all of this out. And I had some catfish. So I had some fries.
That's good though.
Catfish and some fried chicken. It was delicious.
You're doing your thing.
Yeah, and I thought that I had gained a lot of weight this morning because when you drink all of that and you eat all of that, you're gonna gain like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But when I looked at the scale, originally it was 2 pounds that I gained, and then I had a movement, and then I realized that it was only like 8 ounces that I gained. So I was like, thank goodness.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta eliminate.
So I'm going to the gym after the show.
Nah, man, I have a update about my weight loss.
Okay.
So got off that new nickname alert, Dozempic. Got off of that because just heard some things about it.
Oh, what'd you hear?
That it wasn't so good for your kidneys here and there. Plus that 250 a shot, it's a little up there.
Who would have thought that getting something shot into your body to remove fat that fast would affect your body? Who would have thought that without working out and eating right?
No. You still got to work out and eat right. So it just makes you like sick. Like if you can't, it just makes you just like kind of repulsed by food. But so take this walk with me.
Okay.
So
was you took the walk in the first place, you would have been on Ozempic. I'm sorry, that was just a good one. It was right there.
I walked into that one. So this is where it was. So started off 355, right? That's where I started off. That was my. Listen, man, I put these numbers out there. I
put these numbers out there.
Put a number on it. You understand that? So was up at 355 on October 9th, right?
No, boy, you're the greatest. Before this, listen. Before this even begins, you're the greatest of all time. 355 in October. Go ahead.
October 9th, to be exact. So then, as I start to get on the Ozempic, start to lose that weight, starting to come off. It was coming off quick, right? And so then by December, I want to say 17th, I'm like 308.
Okay.
Close to 305.
That's
close
crazy.
Close to 305, right? And then I'm like, okay, the week before Christmas, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm getting off of this though.
Yeah.
So then a lot of the weight that you lose, you can find it. So
holidays.
And then the holidays. Then I had been just stressing off of other stuff. So went off of the 308, got on the scale today, 326. So
how is that possible?
It's been 3 weeks. So I'm still down 30.
You ain't 355.
Yeah. So I'm still down 30.
Yeah.
And so then I got approached to do Ozempic and get a price cut and maybe even not even have to pay for it. But I'm like, no, because what I don't want to do is keep. No, listen. No, this is the reason why I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Because I want to get on it. It work. I do it and then I get off of it again and then I start gaining weight again. I'd rather just. Because I want to believe that I was losing the weight because of the foods that I was eating and the working out that I was doing. So I'm just like, if I could just keep working out, keep eating right, and just take that out of the equation and then just kind of focus on doing this not so fast, I'm going to do it like that. But
when are you moving?
In a month.
Okay. So we have a month before you leave town.
Yeah. I'm getting out of here, baby.
So... And for those of you guys watching, he's not leaving California.
Right, no.
He's just moving further than he is.
Yeah.
So let's work out together. I'm in that thing 5 days a week.
Which one do you go? So
directly by my house.
Gotcha. I know. You remember when you were
It's
talking about.
right there. And if you're not a member, I get a guest. I get 2 guests.
Okay.
So if you want to come, you come. What are you usually doing in the gym when you get in there?
Normally, I'm just doing. That was another thing too. So I just do like an hour of cardio.
Okay.
On the elliptical, but on the first, I started lifting weights. So my whole body's been super sore.
Yeah. You working muscles you ain't working.
Yeah, and it was crazy too. It was just like everything has been hurting, you know what I'm saying, since I started lifting weights. So
what are you lifting, heavy or light?
Light, but I hadn't really been lifting nothing in like a year and a half. So
have you been doing any calisthenics?
Nah. That's what I'm saying. I kind of like really for like the 2023, I kind of just was just all like, you know what I mean?
Ozempic.
Yeah. So and then
let's do some push-ups though.
Ozempic. So yeah, but nah, we can definitely work out together because I definitely want to get out of these threes by the end of the month.
And here's the thing, and mind you, bro, I'm not somebody that obviously I'm not at the final mark of where I am intending to be, but I am a hell of a lot further than where I began. And number two is you don't have to go as much as I go. Like it could be like, hey, let's commit to 2 days this particular week and we get in there, you work what I'm working and I will make sure that you are not sore by the end because a lot of people go till failure when you're starting out with these muscles you haven't worked and you're not stretching and you're not taking care of yourself after the workout. I take care of myself after the workout by number one, a lot of people do things a lot of different ways. I know you guys will be in the comments saying, hey, what you need to do and don't do that. You got to do this. Let me tell you something, man. I personally have found that the acid that I build up while doing cardio at the end of my workout heals my muscles and I feel great the next day.
You get in the sauna?
I used to. I got sick in the sauna once. I think the sauna was dirty. And then I was like,
no, definitely don't. I can't do the wet one. The wet room, like the wet steam room, just grosses me. I can't do it. But the dry steam room, I can definitely do it. Helps
we got one there. You could go in there. I'm not gonna go in there, but you can go in there after.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll definitely do that. And even in addition, like even after January, I'll still pull up. You know what I'm saying? And
you're not gonna come back to the valley after you leave the valley.
I will, maybe because I'm not that far from the valley when I come here. And I need a consistent workout partner. I need somebody to look at it in the face like, man, come on, man.
There's a guy I go with, my boy Dom. Dom is about, he says he's 185, but he's about 170 in the body.
Okay.
Anyway, he had been going with me for the past 6 months that we have been in there, and just having somebody that rock out with you, we do the same workouts. The weights that I do might be heavier and he wants to match that or whatever. And it's just great for have consistency because some days you be like, I don't feel like it. He'd be like, hey, we going? He'd be like,
yeah, you got to have that person that's just going to make you get up there doing it. Somebody that's going to make you, push hard in the workout.
And he meets me there. So he'll be like, hey, I'm here. And I'm like, damn, that's the benefit of the gym being literally 2 minutes from my house, like walking distance, is I'll be like, all right, I'll be there in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So for you, if we go, we go. And the only thing that I ask is that you don't complain. There was a dude that came, I do a podcast with, and
I think I know who you're talking about.
He complained because he's the guy that when we in the gym, he's always taking like these gym selfies. I don't take no gym pictures and all of that, but he takes all these gym selfies and he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there. I do. Right?
Gang.
So I said, all right, cool. He's like, what we working today? I was like, we're going to do chest today. And I go to the cable machine for the first part of chest. And I say, in between all of these reps, we're going to do pull-ups. And he's like, all right, man. He could not do a pull-up.
You can do pull-ups?
Yeah. And here's the thing. A lot of people can't, from what I'm learning.
I can't.
But here's the thing. I told him, I said, hey, man, even if you can't do one today, if you can do a little bit today, you'll be able to do a little bit more tomorrow and a little bit more the next day. And then a month from now, you might be able to do 5 or 10. But just don't give the I can't attitude. Right. And he was and complaining.
And that be the problem with dudes too, is because we just have so much machismo and ego with just like as men. Like,
yeah, what was the first word again?
Machismo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It works. If it fits another, look it up. So look it up. So it's just like we want to just go in there and just I'm a man, I can do it. And that's how you're gonna mess around and get injured. And then that's the worst, because then you're gonna be on the shelf for 2-3 months.
Bro, so David Otunga, shout out to David Otunga, man. Former WWE superstar, great personal friend of mine, movies galore, his acting resume is crazy. He just moved here back from Chicago, and I went to the gym with him a couple days, last week, and we went, let me tell you something, this dude is a specimen. This brother's built like a statue. He's yoked. So I'm like, oh, bet I can learn some things from him and implement them. And what he taught me, oh man, it's these rear delts. Oh man.
Now you're out here with the verbiage,
bro. I'm telling you, because these
delts and lats. This guy.
Get a load of this guy.
This guy here. Fuck out of here, man.
Bro, he's got all these smaller muscle groups.
Amino acids, head ass. Fish oil. I already know where this is going. I know how this movie is.
He got these smaller muscle groups that I had not ever worked.
Word.
And I was like, oh man. He was like, yeah, because people don't work these because they don't get paid attention to. And I was like, man, this is dope. And just stuff like that, as opposed to the big stuff. We all know to go do some curls,
right?
But ain't nobody thinking about how to work that muscle right below your shoulder blade.
Oh
like,
yeah,
this is good.
Definitely. It's definitely a science to it. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at me for this.
Okay.
I'm going to sign up to take a college class to learn nutrition. I want to become a certified nutritionist. Not that I want to work in that field. I just, it's hard for me to even say.
Why are you laughing at yourself?
Because I feel like you don't take it seriously at all.
What did I do?
Tell your face you believe me. I think her face was like, get the fuck out of here. Jesus. Can you help me out
What
here?
did I do,
Throw me a
bro?
bone.
If you watch the replay, you will see that I had a regular face.
Put this on the time and then look at his face. Do a slow motion. This nigga was sitting there with the, man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, man.
That's what your face was saying.
First of all,
I don't
stop
believe
cussing.
anything you're saying,
Stop
Anthony.
cussing and the N-words. We're trying to stay in the good graces.
Well, you look like you thought I was full of BS.
That is not the truth. I was listening to you.
Nutritionist. I want to learn how to become one. So that's something that I want to do for 2024. And then in 2025, I want to get certified to become a personal trainer.
Now, here's where I'm going to laugh at you.
My body, but it just starts. My mind betrays me.
I'm not laughing at your body. I'm laughing at, you've been saying you've been wanting to be a personal trainer for literally 5 years.
Probably longer than that.
You said this. Here's the funny thing. So Thanksgiving 2022. Yeah, 2022. You at the house and CP was there. It was me, you, CP, a lot of other friends and family. And we were all going around like, hey, this is what we're thankful for. And you were like, yeah, man, I'm thankful because, you know, I'm really about to take my personal training seriously and I want to be certified. And CP, we all had our heads bowed. And CP did this. He looked, he was like, all right.
We just out here lying to the Lord.
Because like, I want you to do it because that's what you want to do. But I think you have to stop setting your goals so far because that gives you a blanket of not having to do the day-to-day work.
True.
So if you just do the day-to-day work, you will find that your goals are a lot closer than they appear.
So if I showed up like this to be your personal trainer, you'd be pissed off.
No, it's not. It's not even about, like I just told
get you warmed up. Start off with your delts and your lats.
It's not even about the person's size. Like I just told you,
right.
Dom has been going to the gym with me and we've been working out together. I've been watching so many workout videos that I know form, I know this, I know that for what I've been trying to work.
Right.
So what I've been working, I tell Dom how to do it. So technically, I've been training him,
So
right?
you're low-key a trainer.
Nowhere close to being a trainer or certified, but I've been low-key training him and I've seen his body change. My thing has always been the food. Like I'll be doing great weight losing and I'm like, ooh, you know, to go good with this celebration, a cupcake. And you know,
Last night,
yeah,
I go to 7-Eleven. Now I'm back on my 7-Eleven.
Come on, man.
runs. Cupcakes, the birthday cupcakes. 2 of those.
Okay.
Tangy Taffy.
Oh, you wild.
Flaming hot chicharrones.
What is that?
It's delicious is what it is.
Okay.
It's just- then, hold on. A SpongeBob ice cream. A Snickers ice cream. What I eat for dinner? 2 turkey pork chops.
Wait. What was that stuff for?
Just a late night snack.
To get you, okay.
That was just before we could lay down in the bed.
Got it.
For dinner, I had 2 turkey pork chops.
Okay.
Smothered with rice and gravy and greens. That wasn't that bad. And
The gravy always sounds bad.
for breakfast, I had a double cheeseburger. And so I don't know why I had that for breakfast. It
No
was Sunday.
judgment.
Football was going. So yeah, but I just say that to say my cravings have been off the hook. So I need to start craving something different like watermelon or something.
Okay. Well, here's the question. Well, not even the question. It's always astounded me when you say you gain these amounts of weight, because I'm like, man, every time I've ever been around Doughboy, even at your largest, I've never seen you pick out. And we've had days back in like 2009 and 10 where we would go to Little Caesars and both get ourselves a hot and ready separately and kill it. But I have never seen you go crazy on like a variety of different
Let me
foods.
put it in perspective for you. How many times have you seen me smash a bottle of alcohol?
A bottle. I've seen you drink a lot of cans of beer, but I've never seen you smash bottles of alcohol. It's like you do all your stuff in private.
Private. By myself. You said that? I mean, but I'm not drinking anymore. Currently 140 days sober.
Congratulations.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to that. So
But no,
you're
I would do it in secret.
so when you would come to my house, you'd be like, I'm good. I'm a little full.
That'd be the warm-up.
Whew, I gotta get out of here, y'all. Why you gotta leave?
See you
Doughboy?
later.
I gotta eat.
We go to the side note. I thought about you the other day. Side note. Remember when we used to have them epic Taco Bell runs?
Oh man, that was the best.
I've been back at it. Fans you. They still sell double-decker tacos. It's just not on the menu.
I've been back at it.
They back.
Sans you.
Man, it's still lit up, and they got the grilled chicken burrito.
Okay.
The cheesy beef burrito, nacho fries.
What's a double decker taco?
It's a regular taco, which is a hard shell, and then they just wrap it in a flour tortilla.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 2 or 3 of those. Oh yeah.
I like chalupas.
Those are back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The nacho fries. You haven't had the?
I had the nacho fries. They're good.
How you feel about them? Pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Said I've been back on it. Sans you.
So yeah. Side note. So this will be the last thing I'll say. Then we can get into some of these topics because there's some crazy stuff going on in the
It's
streets.
happening.
This weekend was good. We had a vision board party.
Yeah.
You couldn't be there. You had some things going on.
Yeah.
But it was a very, very good event. Had some good people coming out. Made a really, really dope vision board. And I'm ready to really start pushing towards getting some of these goals.
So here's the question, and this is what Tangerine has taught me, and what I always remember: when you write a goal down, it's not just important to write the goal down. It's important to write the action steps to get there. For example, if you're like, I want to get to where I'm doing 30 pull-ups a week. How do you get there?
Right.
The way you get there is, there's a bar in my area, or there's a gym in my area. I'm not going to go to the park. I know I'll do the pull-ups if I go to the gym. So it's a gym in my area. I got to get a membership to go to that gym. And then I have to consistently go to that bar and try to lift myself up.
Sometimes you might just start just hanging.
All of that stuff.
Right.
But these are action steps to get to the goal. So with all of your goals that you wrote down, do you have action steps?
I don't have action steps. Well, I do have action steps. I need to write them down. So, really what this year is really about with me is just the number one thing is fitness. Definitely managing my mental health, you know what I'm saying? Definitely staying sober. And then getting to the bag, man, getting to this money. I've been in this industry, in this game for a long time, and I just feel like I'm really ready to get after that financial aspect. That's some things I want. So just some financial goals, like, you know what I'm saying? So I want to acquire some properties, some vehicles, some different things. So
Okay.
definitely ready to do it. So I definitely think I need to write out those action steps too. And you've done vision boards before, right?
I've never done a successful vision board. I've always been great at writing my goals down. And then, like I said, after Tangerine taught me writing my steps to get to those goals down.
Nice. So yeah, that was my my weekend. How do you feel about your first week in 2024? You feel good about it so far?
I feel great. I feel very grateful. I feel very fortunate. I feel very blessed. And I've been very happy. You know, you feel secure in your life at different moments, and it feels great. Yeah, productive.
Yeah, man, you've been glowing lately.
Thank you, man.
I can see the happiness exuding from inside of you.
Hey, man, let me tell you something, boy. You know what? We'll go ahead and say it, and I'm gonna say.
Speaking of people who broke the internet this week,
Broke it completely.
Katt Williams.
Yeah.
Club Shay Shay.
Club Shout out to Unc, man. Shout out to Shannon Sharp, bro. I'm really happy to see this brother getting the eyes that he deserves, because those sports networks were throwing him around and not valuing him, and he created something on his own that nobody could take from him, and it's been succeeding. And now this is the most popular episode.
It's amazing. I think as of this morning, which is Monday morning, is at 35 million views in less than a week.
Ooh, and here's the thing.
Crazy.
Let me also
crazy.
Let me give this love to Katt Williams. Katt Williams, by doing that, has created an opportunity for a podcast like ours
To have something to talk about.
And everybody has been able to capitalize off of the Katt views, which in turn has given people revenue. So Katt has blessed a lot of people.
He's an ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah, he creates, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he is, I'll start with the positives, how I feel about it, and then we can get into how we feel about it. For the positives, he is so entertaining.
He's so funny.
That he can talk for 2.5 hours, and it just felt like you were watching a movie. It's just that entertaining.
You know what's funny? When he kept doing this?
Yeah.
That made me laugh, bro.
And his voice inflections, like he's one of the most well-spoken people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that I've, ever been able to just hear just how he breaks stuff down. Learned a lot about him. Didn't know he was reading 3,000 books a year. Apparently that's a thing.
I knew he was very intelligent.
Right.
I knew that he was very intelligent back in like 2004 or 5. I remember my mother came home and she had read in Jet or some newspaper about how Katt had emancipated himself and how intelligent he was as a child. So to hear him speak about those things unlocked that memory for me.
Right. So yeah, so those things, you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we forget how accomplished Katt is.
Right.
Katt was one of the main dudes that made me want to do comedy for real, because I started doing comedy right around the time he had dropped It's Pimpin', or was it Pimp Chronicles?
Pimp Chronicles.
Yeah. Like, and to this day, that's one of the greatest, you know what I'm saying, stand-up specials, like, in my opinion. Like, it was just from beginning to end, like, it was just hands down funny. So these are all things that sometimes we forget about him. And so these are all the positive things.
I remember meeting him my first
how is he
year
as
in LA.
how is he as a person?
Here's the thing, man. So flashback 2007, and this man, that sounded like something went off. Okay, so my manager at the time, shout out to Jeff Dyson, my former manager, still forever brother and friend. Mm-hmm. So he is very good friends with Johnny Gill. He used to be the road manager for New Edition, right? So through Jeff, I was able to meet New Edition, open up for New Edition.
You opened up for New Edition?
Yeah, at the House of Blues in Hollywood before it was closed down. And then be able to go to Eddie Murphy's house and meet Eddie Murphy. That's the first time I was able to meet and develop a friendship with Arsenio Hall. That's when I met Johnny Gill. I met Chris Tucker. I told you about that night. That was epic. I never told you that?
I don't think so.
Well, anyway, this is the Katt Williams story. So
okay, we're going to get that other story another day.
So my manager was like, hey, man, Johnny's in Katt's studio recording a song. And I was like, what? Why is Johnny Gill recording music with Katt Williams? Like this, right. It blew my mind because at this time, we weren't able to digest that you could have talent in other areas.
Got it.
Even though around this time, I think Katt had signed to Dipset as an artist.
Around that time. Okay,
as a comedian, but on the label. And we weren't able to fathom oh, this person can do movies and then go to TV. Oh, this person can do music and do comedy.
Without a drop off in quality.
Right. And so Katt had a recording studio and Johnny Gill was recording a song out of it. And so we leave my comedy show at the Comedy Union. Shout out to Enz Mitchell. And
shout out Enz.
It was one of the first times I had been recorded with a real camera, right? This particular night, I had a heckler. It was this woman. I can remember what she said to this day. She's like, I need you to talk about me so I can stay from getting on a chick's A, right? And I was like, ma'am, you messing up my camera right now. I remember saying that.
Right.
So anyway, I had that situation and I did like 2 or 3 jokes and my manager recorded it on his camera. So we leave there. Johnny calls Jeff and he's like, yo, I'm at Katt Studio. Come through. And he was like, hey, we going to Katt Studio. And I was like, all right. And I'm just like, man, this is great. I get a chance to meet Katt Williams. We get to the studio. And when we get there, it's like there are like these guys outside that are like, all right, come in, like waving us in. And as soon as we get in, we see Johnny. And Johnny Gill had told us the story about how he turned down singing the Beauty and the Beast song. He was like, yeah, Disney offered me that. And I was like, I ain't about to. He said he turned down. He's like, Disney offered me that. At the time, I was like, I ain't about to sing no Disney. This ain't about to go nowhere. And then it was funny because Eddie Murphy had just told, there's a clip online. And I feel so fortunate to have learned this, to seen this in person. But Eddie Murphy told this story online about how the late, great Rodney Dangerfield told him he's too blue, he curses too much, and he'll never get anywhere with that act.
I know what you're talking about.
And then fast forward a couple years, he sees Rodney Dangerfield in the bathroom, and Rodney says, who knew? Right? Eddie told us that in person.
Right.
So to see that clip is like, man, this is great. But fast forward to the Johnny Gill part, when he said, yeah, I ain't about to sing no Disney song. He's like, and then it blew up. And he was like, who knew? So it was a callback to Bam.
Got you.
So that was Johnny. And then I'm looking at Katt and I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm Clayton Thomas. I just got out here and I would love to work with you. And he's like, Do you have a performance that you've seen? Can I see your performance? And then my manager was like, oh, can I show him the tape? And I'm like, yes, you can show him the tape. What are you asking me for? Give him the tape. So he grabs this camera and this is a mini DV camera. This is back when they had like the little discs that went in there.
We've been through some technology phases.
Absolutely. So he grabs the camera out the car and he comes and he shows Katt. And Rodney Perry was the one bringing me on stage in this particular clip.
Shout out to Rodney Perry.
Shout out to Rodney Perry.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the show. So Katt says, Rodney Perry. How is Rodney? And then I was like, he's good, man. You know, he's great. And he's like, And then he watched me deal with the heckler. And then he laughed a couple times at that. And he laughed at a couple pieces of my material. And he was like, this is good. This is good. And I was like,
it's a good work.
What's up? You know what I mean? And he was very kind. I didn't get a chance to go on tour with him or anything. It wasn't even like, hey, I'm gonna hit you up or nothing like that. It was just like, he was just super cool. I was honored that he watched it.
Right, just took a minute to
just
check
took
out
a second.
Yeah.
And he was like, keep going. And I was like, thank you. And fast forward, also, he had this like medicine bottle full of like joints, like rolled up joints. And he offered both of us. We was like, would you like some? And I was like, oh no, I don't smoke. He's like, okay, would you like some? And manager was like, oh no, I'm good. He's like, okay, it's here if you want it. You're right. And I remember laughing at that. And he then went back to talking to Johnny. He was like, yeah, we got a couple more things to do on the song, and we'll just talk another time. And he's like, cool. And Johnny was about to go, and in Hollywood, the person that brought you, when they leave, you got to leave.
Right, get your ass out there.
I wasn't ready to go.
No.
I was like, man, I'm talking to a comedy great here. I'm trying to get on, you know what I mean? So we had to leave, but it was great to have met him. And that was my first interaction with Katt Williams.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So with all the positive things that I said, you know, that's cool. A lot of his interview, should we call it, he was calling out a bunch of names. He was calling out a bunch of people. He was calling out people.
Wait. And at Chocolate Sundays, I was doing Chocolate Sundays like all the time. And even if I wasn't doing it, I was going up there. Chocolate Sundays at the Laugh Factory.
Okay.
And the comedians were telling us, yo, Katt Williams this is a night that I wasn't there. They were like, yo, Katt Williams came to the club with a trash bag full of money, and he was just throwing it everywhere. And I was so pissed off that I did not go.
I've heard on many different occasions from many different people about his generosity.
No, boy, at that time, my rent was I had roommates. My share of the rent was $385.
And it could have changed your life.
All I needed was to pick up $200.
Would have changed everything.
Keep going.
Sometimes you got to be there. So on the other stuff that he was talking about wasn't as positive as the other positive stuff. He was calling out everybody in the industry from Steve Harvey to Cedric the Entertainer to Kevin Hart. He seems to just have a thing with Kevin Hart that's just kind of goes back. I don't know what their whole back and forth thing is. And he just had a lot of things to say about a lot of people. Here's what I will say. It's not that, Ricky Smiley was also one of the people that, he had some things to say about whatever. My thing is this. I'm never here to tell another grown individual or another artist, especially an artist, how to speak and how to handle their business, especially somebody as successful as him. Obviously, he knows how to do something that I don't know how to do. So it can never really be in me to be like, you shouldn't do this. But I just hate the world that we live in responds so positively to negativity. That's what I don't like. I wish that a Katt, because he doesn't do interviews that often. You know what I'm saying? I wish that, his interview could have just been more about him and the things that he has going and, just how his mind works and, saying different things like that versus it just being like this kind of like just word. I don't want to call it word vomit because then it makes it seem like I'm discounting what he's saying, and he has the right to say all the things that he wants to say. But I just hate the fact that the world thrives so much off of negativity. And then it becomes, oh, he said this about this, and this, and what they gonna say about that. And then it's just like, damn, I just don't like that. And I wish that we could get that same energy for positive shit. That's just what
I understand what you're saying. A lot of times negativity just travels faster. I remember the time that I got booed in Atlanta in 2006 and I got a call from rest in peace Kool-Aid in Detroit, not even 20 minutes after, but every standing ovation I've ever received, people didn't hear about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's bad news just always travels further because there are more miserable people on the planet than there are happy people.
Right. Do you think that it's one of those things to where people just feel the way that Katt feels and they're just glad that he said it?
Here's what's going to happen, man. People will always side with their favorite.
Right.
When people love you, you can do no wrong. And anybody that you oppose, they tend to oppose. It's no secret that, people enjoy Superman.
Right.
And we don't even give Lex Luthor the chance to defend himself. We're just like, no, you the bad guy because Superman said, and I saw what you did to Superman. And then Lex is like, hey man, he's an alien.
Right.
We know this. Right? He's not from here. I just want to protect the world from aliens. And they're like, nah, Superman, cool. We know who he is. You don't. And it's like that, but with comedians. So with whoever you think is funnier, and let me tell you something, funny is subjective.
Thank you. Why am I the only person saying, like, it really is?
Funny is not, you can't tell me.
It's not fact or fix. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There are people who prefer certain people over certain people, and that's fine. With that said, I will say, it is unfortunate that a lot of these positive stories that I've been hearing about Katt Williams have not been shared before this interview. But at the same time, people think about what's at the forefront of their mind. So if something or someone comes up, that's when they bring up these stories. It's no different than if you were to go do an interview and you say, they're asking you everything about your weight loss, or they're asking you things about wilding out. And then you say, oh man, I also want to say thank you to Nick Cannon and Niall Evans because ... right? But if that same interview, you don't mention BT Kingsley or me or whoever.
Right.
We're not going to take offense. It's just like in that interview, that's what was talked about. Right. So of course people are going to see that interview and then bring up maybe their interactions with Nick Cannon or their interactions with Niall Evans. You know what I mean? So it's just that is what prompts things a lot of times. But shout out to Sid the Entertainer.
Yes.
Shout out to Ricky Smiley. These guys were amazing to me, very kind to me every time that I've been around them. I haven't met Steve Harvey, and I never discount another man's interaction with another man.
Right. Nah, that's my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that I guess really in my heart of hearts, I just be wishing as the culture, and what I mean like as the culture, you know, it's us, you know, people that look like us. I just wish that it didn't always have to. I don't want to say that we didn't conduct ourselves like this, but I just wish that we didn't conduct ourselves like this. It's just like, you know, it's almost like that in hip hop too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just see black artists going at each other, killing each other, like all this other stuff. Like, you don't really see that with white artists. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like
you do, but it's not as brought up because.
When was the last time you seen two white artists that didn't like each other dissing each other or just saying negative things about each other? I don't really see it.
You see it a lot, is like, especially in the comic world. I mean, the comic book world, you see it. I saw it with the Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, Dave Letterman thing. You see it with Amy Schumer. You see it with, what was his name? I can't think of his name, but a lot of times they go back and forth with each other. It's just because, let me tell y'all how the internet works. The internet works with what you consume is what you see. So that is why a lot of people who have different political views don't even realize both of you are right, because what both of you are seeing is catered truth to you, because this is what you digest. So there was an episode of the show called Black Mirror where,
love that show.
It's a great show, where there was a soldier who was fighting. Am I looking at the right one? All right, cool. There was a soldier that was fighting, and they were telling the soldiers, hey, these people are roaches. Kill these roaches. And they would go in and kill these roaches. Something happened to this one soldier where he got hit in the head, and it knocked his program loose to where he was able to see these human people.
And they were people. I think I've seen that one.
Right. Yeah. So that's what's happening with the programming. So when you see an opposing side to something, that's what they're showing you. And what you just brought up that brought me to that point was what you just said
about us. Not about white people.
Oh, about the white people, yeah. So what I'm saying is we see a lot of black people talking about other black people because this is what we're consuming. But if we consume more white content,
we probably see that.
You would see that.
I like that.
So that's the difference. That's how the internet works.
Nah, and that definitely does make sense. And I just know that sometimes I live in a wishful thinking world. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, this is what nobody's talking about.
What's it?
He said,
what is that?
They all got these weird, light-skinned, big-faced wives.
And then, but you know, the internet moves so quick. They pulled up all their wives. When he went in on Jonathan Majors, jeez.
Let me tell you something. I've never been happier to have a dark-skinned, small-faced wife in my life. That is the greatest moment. My wife's face is small and black. Boy, you understand me? But also, Ludacris's wife is gorgeous.
Did Ludacris come back and rap with a? He rapped his response.
He did, but he also
I was like, Ludacris
did not defend his wife. Didn't nobody defend his wife? Why when you don't defend the wife, it's making me think there's some
like, come on, where we going with this? You know, she had the house like, really, nigga?
So I heard your rap. I heard your rap. You ain't got nothing for me.
So you ain't got no bars to protect them.
That was crazy.
Yeah. But no, that's what's been tearing up. That's all anybody has been able
to talk about, man.
Like the whole
his ticket sales about to go through the roof.
He has to be getting ready to go on tour. He has to be.
I think it starts on the 12th.
Yeah, talk about he ain't coming up here with nothing to sell. Okay, Ken Williams.
Well, in his defense, he never said I have something to sell. He didn't say.
But it would behoove him to go on tour now.
Well, here's the thing.
Got everybody talking again.
He's got everybody talking. That's what a great person of interest does. And a person of interest means a person that is popular enough with their fans and the people, and even people who might not have been familiar with his work, can now do because he's out there now. He's all anybody can talk about instead of the aliens in Miami at the mall.
Okay, so let's Hard pivot there.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
What do you mean, what's up with that? There are aliens
Tell me more.
in Miami in the mall. They are 7
Niggas
to
trying to
10
get fresh
feet tall.
in case the feds is watching.
That's also what threw me off. Of
the
all
first
the
place you
places.
go is to the mall. This is why I don't be believing.
Everything that you hear?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We live in a world where there's entirely too many cameras.
Yeah.
If aliens existed, and I kind of know that they do, and I at least want to believe that they do, ain't nobody got these individuals on the camera? Like, there's cameras everywhere, like on the streets.
The first thing they said was the cameras malfunctioned when they were around because the technology they have is so advanced.
So who's seen the aliens in the mall?
That's not what you need to be focusing on, big boy. What you need to be focusing on is why are aliens in a Miami mall?
Cinnabon. Niggas left Jupiter for that.
Bro, that's crazy.
It's that good.
It is delicious.
I ain't had a Cinnabon in a minute. See, that's what's getting me in trouble.
Cinnabon.
That's what got me finding the weight that I lost.
Finding.
The weight was like, I'm right here. You had misplaced us.
You called our name for attendance?
We right here. We right here. But let's go a little bit deeper into that.
Yeah.
Between aliens and AI,
Ooh.
I'm thinking it's damn near a wrap in 5 years.
Let me tell you something, man. What I like to do, and this goes for AI, this goes for aliens, I like to mind my business.
I tried to.
And if you mind your business, I feel like the AI ain't gonna bother you.
Well, I mean, but these aliens you might go try to get another pair of fresh sneakers from the mall, get snatched up, never to be seen or heard from again.
I don't think, as great as I know that I am, I don't think. What?
As great as I know that I am.
Yeah.
No, I just love how you just slide in a comment like that, just regular, just like, and keep this. Like, no, I am great, and as great as I know that I am.
Here's the problem. I think a lot of times it comes down to how people were raised, bro.
It really does.
My mother and father raised me to keep my head up, to stay humble, keep God first, and to always believe in myself.
I got phone books thrown at me.
That's crazy.
It was a different type of thing.
It's a different type of love. I couldn't have thrived with that.
Get
love.
out of here, Tony B.
Tony B.
Shout out to my mom and dad. They didn't throw phone books at me.
Yo.
They hit me with them. They didn't throw anything.
So I've always had a very high opinion of myself because you also can't wait to get compliments from people to sustain you. You have to know that whether somebody thinks that you're great or not, you have to know you're great. So you can't let people break you down or build you up too much because you have to know that that's true for you. But as great as I know that I am, I hope aliens don't be like, oh, let's study this guy. You know what I mean?
They might, man. You walking out here with the muscles. You got the fly shoes. I mean, they may just be like, we got to get this guy.
No, I feel like aliens only
You're
pick
funny?
up. I am very funny. I think aliens only pick up like light-skinned dudes that look like. I feel like they get created player light-skinned dudes. Ooh, Jesse Williams. Let's get him. We like that.
So, yo.
Michael Ealy. Meanwhile.
Michael Ealy?
Meanwhile.
Where's Michael Ealy been?
Daniel Kaluuya over here like, hey, I want to come up to like, no. You're too dark. We need the yellows.
Go sit down and get some Vazine.
We have to study why every woman likes these guys.
These, but
Not y'all. We need that.
So, any big plans for the next couple of weeks of this month, man? This year is starting off good.
It's starting off great. I just take it day by day, brother. If I'll be honest with you, the goal for me today is to go to the gym, kill it, make it to the grocery store to buy these chicken thighs and broccoli and cook it when I get home without stopping anywhere else. If I can do that,
Good luck with that.
boy, I'm on my way.
I was going to invite you to come to lunch with us for pizza.
No,
So let me tell you this new thing that I've come up with.
Okay.
Next time you have pizza on a cheat day for you.
That'll be 30 days from now.
Okay. This is what you put on that thing.
Yeah.
Pizza, right?
Okay.
Pepperoni,
Right. I love pepperoni.
sausage,
Okay.
ham,
Okay.
pineapple,
No.
jalapeno.
No.
Nigga, brother, I'm telling you, Do you like spicy stuff?
Not really. I like
See, it's
mild
not too
stuff.
much. It's like that mild. You like sweet stuff? It's like give you that sweet, that savory, that spicy.
I don't like pineapples on my pizza. I ate so many pineapples when I was 7. Because, when kids like something, you want it all the time.
I thought that was just me.
I ate so many
OD'd.
pineapples during that summer. I don't have to ever eat another.
You know what I'm like that with?
What?
Pistachios.
Interesting.
One time I ate a whole bag of pistachios. Now when I see them, I'm just like, I can't even do it. The smell of them.
I used to love marshmallows.
I had a moment where I ate a whole bag of marshmallows. I eat a whole bag of things. And then
Crazy.
then I just be like, I can't do this anymore. But no, man, I think we just about hit that. What are we at time-wise? I think we just hit it. Yeah.
We still going.
Okay, what other things?
That's the benefit of us doing this here.
In Studio
And it's all
26.
digital. Here's what I will say.
Go to Studio 26 Production without an S at the end.com and you can book some time here too.
That's what's up. You can even meet Doughboy.
You can see me up here. Or you might see CT here.
Well, depends on when they book.
Exactly.
So I will say that interview was great for Shannon Sharp. I feel like a lot of comedians caught strays.
Oh yeah.
I feel a lot of comedians were defended. But I will say it's unfortunate. This is what I will say. Audiences, you consume content. And for consuming this, we are always grateful.
Yes.
However, just because a comedian, and I'm not speaking to that particular interview, this is just a separate thought. Just because you hear a comedian do a joke and another comedian has a similar subject matter does not mean that they stole this joke.
This is true.
The Comic View used to do this thing where they had comedians do the same, like the comedians who had the same subject. They would have all of these comedians' bits air at the same time. And a lot of them had similar punchlines. Didn't mean that they stole it. It just meant sometimes jokes subjects are low-hanging fruit. I'll give you an example. Hey, y'all see Barack? His lips black. He out there smoking that weed.
Easy.
That doesn't mean that if you hear another comedian saying it, that person stole it. It's just...
It's a very easy thought to
easy
come.
thought. It's like when you start seeing comedians do the music joke, which means they come out, and you saw Katt Williams do it on his first special. I've been seeing it for years where a comedian takes any song and they say, oh man, this is my grandma's favorite song. Yeah, man, she come out the nursing home. Can you picture you going in the Foot Locker? Can you picture yourself coming down the aisle of the wedding? It's just, these are easy scenarios, not dissing any comedian. I'm saying these sometimes comedians have similar thoughts. I have a perfect example. There's a joke that I do that happened in real life with Tangerine. And I'm not even gonna say the subject matter, but I get sent a video from a deceased comedian from a producer friend of mine.
Wait.
And she's,
That just confused me. You got sent a video from a deceased comedian?
No.
Oh,
I got sent a video.
I was going to say, that's a lot going on.
This is crazy.
That's wild.
So I get sent a video
Of a deceased comedian by someone else.
Someone else.
Cool.
And I look at the video and they were like, yeah, this is your joke. And I'm looking and I'm listening to the bit and I'm like, I'm waiting to hear where it sounds similar. And then I hear 2 words and I was like, wow, this person said...
It took your 2 words. Only you would have said those 2 words?
I'm thinking I only said these 2 words. This comedian had been gone, I don't know, maybe 6 years, but this clip was 20 years old.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, but here's the thing. Completely different way that this comedian went into this bit and completely different punchline and direction that they were going.
Right.
And then mine is, and literally I showed the video to Tangerine and she was like, wow.
20 years apart. Yeah, because I'm saying sometimes great minds.
That's just what happens, bro.
Sometimes great minds can think alike.
And there are joke thieves out there.
There are definitely.
I'm not going to take that away.
There are definitely joke thieves. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely, and that's the thing. And it's even more difficult now because some joke thieves are so good that they can just switch a couple like small little things and then it sounds different, but it's like those
comedians always get figured out.
Right.
They always get figured out. And I will say, you might be like, hey, well, why even do this joke? Because it truly happened to me in comparison. But I think a lot of times where you have easy jokes, first of all, comedy is not supposed to be complex. It's supposed to make you laugh. Rodney Perry used to say to me, sometimes people like simple jokes. Sometimes people have been working all week and they don't want to get off work and come to a comedy show and have to work their mind some more.
Pythagorean theorem on stage.
Pythagorean theorem.
You know what I mean.
I don't want you out there like that, baby. You understand? So, comedy is subjective for that reason. You have some people who love someone like a Country Wayne. You have some people out there who love somebody like a Doughboy. You have people out there who love a D.L. Hughley or a Dave Chappelle or a Katt Williams or a Kevin Hart or a Mike Epps, and the list goes on and on. A Lil Duval. It's just like comedy subjective.
Yeah, you might get somebody that loves comedians that do crowd work, and then you have certain people that hate people that do crowd work.
Right.
They want you to get to the stuff that you wrote.
Oh, he's doing crowd work. He ain't got no material.
Exactly. Or he's just good at what he does, and he can make the crowd work look like material.
Man, I can't tell you how many times I've done material, because I pride myself on trying to, with live performances, I pride myself on making every live performance seem like it's coming off the top of my head. I've had producers come up to me and say, hey, a lot of comedians write jokes. Wow. So you should probably write some jokes. And I was like, that's so funny.
That's actually a compliment.
It's a compliment.
You were right.
I pulled my phone out and I showed them, this is everything that I said on stage. What? Wow.
Just made it look effortless.
Exactly.
'Cause you're a professional.
Professional, bro.
Yeah. So yeah,
different styles.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, I definitely think that, there were a lot of people that caught strays, like you said, out of that thing. But at the same time, I think that, that's the way that he felt that he wanted to respond. And that's one thing you can't take from the brother. Like, and you could tell he lives on his own terms. Like, ain't no network or nothing bigger than him. Or ain't nobody he got to answer to. And I do aspire to be him like that, to where no matter how I feel, I pray that I can just speak my mind as freely as he did. So I respect him.
You got to get that money, man. You get that money, you don't, it's like, it's F you money for a reason.
Yeah, he ain't scared of nobody.
Nobody.
Like, I'll go out and do my thing. A couple people are like I think damn near everybody has responded in some way, shape,
people who weren't even asked responded. The funniest line in that entire interview?
What's that?
It's not even close. This is the funniest line in the Katt Williams interview.
What's that?
Because Puffy liked to party, and you got to tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Jesus.
You got to tell him no. That line, I'm talking about tears, bro.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, the video was almost 3 hours.
It was.
It never drug on or... So yeah, shout out to
Shannon Sharp, bro.
Sharp. That was
I watched the Shannon Sharp workout video. He interviewed everybody. He's like 50 something, bro.
Yeah,
that's Unc for real. But he's also one of those dudes, like, he played football. He's sizey.
Yeah.
He's sizey, bro.
I've never heard that word before.
Shout out to Big John. He's sizey, bro. He got the kind of size on him where you don't want to. You don't want to offend that brother.
Yeah. You don't even want to say anything.
You also don't want to offend short dudes. Short dudes
is wild.
There are two people that I would not fight: a man that's shorter than me, and a man that is sizey like Shannon Sharp. Because a lot of those dudes grab, and their grab game is crazy. But short dudes, they're not right in the head.
It's damn near like you don't know who you can't be out here disrespecting. Because I didn't see some real small, lanky white cats mess around and put somebody in a rear naked chokehold.
Oh, are we talking about white boys? Let's talk about white
boys. Yo, you really
these
know
white
that.
Men.
Oh yeah,
these white men today.
Oh yeah, they ain't playing
MMA.
Oh yeah,
they doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah. They fighting on a different level, bro.
And they'll kick you in your leg.
Come on, man.
You ever got kicked in your leg?
No. I don't want it.
You trust me. It's not,
I don't want it. Let me tell you when you want to say, hey, man, let's just stop.
Come on, man. We too old for this.
This is when you want to say that. when you talking to somebody and they change their body movement towards you change size.
You wilding right
We good.
You wilding.
I don't want it right now.
So what else do we have? What else happened top of the year? I know we got football. I'm excited about that. So Super Bowl will be happening in February. You having a Super Bowl party?
Yeah. What'd you do for New Year's?
I performed at church.
You performed at church?
Performed at church.
Rap or comedy?
Comedy.
Oh, just you?
Yeah, just me.
Had to be clean too.
But you
got
gotta
a
be
lot of dirty jokes.
clean. I was like, you know what I be talking about.
No boy is so dirty on stage, you would be blown away.
Disgusting. And people be thinking that it be jokes. I'd be like, no, a lot of these things are just
That's your life.
life in joke form. So I performed. I did about 14 minutes. It felt good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I brought, you know what they say, like you know, whatever you bring the year in doing, you'll probably end the year doing as well. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Sometimes.
What did you do? I heard you guys had like a couple based
Yeah,
thing that I couldn't be a part of because I ain't got nobody. Because don't nobody want me. Awkward silence. But did nobody tell me I was wrong? Looking like, oh man, you're funny.
You're funny. You got the eyes.
Guys, man.
Let me tell you something, though, boy. Puffy like the pop. You gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. We did a potluck goal writing games night onesie sleepover.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, and
But
then
you
the
can't
next
really have
morning-
the single people over at that. It's
And we had a couple single people. You didn't come because you had the church thing, but it was like we had a couple singles to go with the couples, and we had a great time. One couple got a little too sauced.
a little tipsy.
Yeah, and he kind of
They start arguing.
yeah, but it was at like 6 a.m. So like everybody had already. We were down to like our last 5 people, and yeah, but it was a great night.
Overall, it was outside of that.
Yeah, outside of that, it was incredible. Even after that, it was incredible. It was just like that little pocket, and then they left, and we were good.
Like, we get y'all toxic asses out of there.
Man, he had like opened the door on some drunkish, and he like flung the door open. And when he flung the door open, I was like, all right, man.
So where y'all finna go?
You know, so he leaves, and I was like, all right, cool. And then yesterday, I was going to the front door, and I looked down, and I seen an impression,
From that situation?
and I got angry all over again.
You worked hard for that house, man.
Yeah.
You were like, that's why every time I go to your crib, I'll be like, man, one day I will have something like this.
Well,
Like,
here's the thing, man. Don't even think like that, because the thief of comparison will always
No,
lead
no,
you.
not like that. I'm just saying that I will have a nice house just because I seen you manifest. You're like, that's your vision of your nice house. So I just like, maybe that came out wrong. What I'm saying is every time I go, I'm like, I'm gonna get the house that I want. I seen my homeboy get it.
Yeah.
And that gives me
I
motivation
drew that
to
house
do
when I was a little boy.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a little boy, every house that I drew was literally how my house looks.
Seriously?
Yeah, I
Because your
thought
house
about
don't
that.
look like everybody's house.
No, it doesn't.
It's a different type of job.
I've never seen nobody's house look like my house. I drew it as a boy, and I was like, this is probably why this is here.
That's the power of
Manifestation.
Visualization and manifestation.
Yeah, man.
You got any important things that you're trying to manifest into your life this year?
More health, more wealth, and happiness. I think I spent so much of last year with that thief of comparison that I'm like, I'm not going to allow that to rob me again, because you start to look around you and you start being like, oh, I should, or that should, and I want, and you're not living in that moment.
There's something very beautiful about staying in the moment. Like I find that with my, with my sobriety, I'm just like, man, it's cliches to say, the one day at a time thing, but it's just so cool to be in these moments. Like I don't miss drinking at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes if I think too much about when I was drinking and I kind of was in that state, then I'll get sad. I'll be like, man, I was, an idiot. But then it's just like, well, you're not doing that today. So
you also
know what I'm
were
saying?
never that drinking guy. So that's what was always so shocking when you got to it. It was like, hey man, this ain't you.
Exactly. I mean, the crazy thing is I never got drunk before I was 30 years old. But that's the thing that people don't understand about with, something as elusive and decisive isn't the word, elusive, I'll use that word, elusive as alcoholism, because it's tricky. It's like, it can just get you. It's legal. It's socially accepted. It's, you know what I mean? So it's very easy. There's a lot of people that are really functioning alcoholics that just don't know it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I never, I focus on my, recovery. I don't, get into, what it is. But it's very easy to become a terrible habit.
You know what else you broke as a habit that you don't even mention is you were a sex addict.
Absolutely.
Nobody gets that credit. You were out of control.
Yeah. I was really, yeah.
You keep talking about 140 days. Brother. You've really grown over here.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing too. I think I still have that inside, and I haven't I really ain't been, the people at home, who cares? I really have not been smashing, bro. But it's like I'm growing. Like I'm really starting to learn more about myself. I'm really not dating. Like first time in my life that either one of these things ain't been happening.
It's great.
I'm starting to find some value within myself. Kind of to even take it back to what you said, you know, a few minutes ago when you were like, you know, if you don't know who you are on the inside, you're looking for that validation from other people. For years, I was doing that with women. I just needed validation from a woman. And
it's hard not to look.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just very, you know, to the point now where I'm just I'm seeking validation from myself. So I don't need nobody to make me feel like, yo, Doe, you're that dude, or
you got to know that you are. Girls, because when you live on that, a girl needs to tell me how dope I am. Man, there's gonna be so many sound effects we're gonna hear from in the background.
Jesus, get it together, man. God, man.
Remember Tommy Davis and Martin? Huh? Get it together or leave it alone. Are you gonna be in LA sometime soon?
Come on down.
If you were to be in LA sometime soon, you'd be on my show.
Yo, do you ever watch that when they were doing the interview and Martin breaks character?
Yes. That's one of my favorite moments. It's so funny. Martin Lawrence does not get the credit he deserves. Outside of the show, he doesn't get the credit for the movies. He doesn't get credit for the stand-up. He doesn't get credit for Def Jam. He doesn't get credit of anything. They only give him credit for the show. Oh, I watch Martin the show all the time. It's like, bro, this brother's body of work is crazy.
Might be the great. Okay, I know I can talk in hyperbole sometimes, so excuse me, but might be greatest physical comedian ever.
Definitely one of them. Martin Lawrence.
I mean, because I would say outside of Jim Carrey, but Jim Carrey's not really a comedian. He's more of a comedic actor.
No, he's a comedian.
Does he? I've never seen him do stand-up.
He started comedy. He's still a regular at the Comedy Store.
Never seen Jim Carrey do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You've seen him too. Conclusion behind the camera.
Online if you want to look it up. But
really?
Yeah, Martin to me was the next coming of Eddie Murphy because it was like he had a similar trajectory. The only difference is where Eddie had gotten super big in movies, Martin had got super big on the show and then continued doing movies. But and then for them to have worked together was similar to Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy doing Harlem Nights together when they did Life because they were both as massive. And you're like, oh, I want to see Eddie and Martin. And man, but Martin Lawrence to me means so much more than anybody else. It's like, for me, the impacts of me as a person and as a comedian, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, and then you got Jamie Foxx, and of course, your Corey Holcombs and your Rodneys and Deion Coles and Monique and S'mores and Adele Givens and Miss Laura Hayes. The list goes on and on.
Right. Let me ask you this, and we can wrap on this. It'll be our last thing we chop it up about. But what do you think about this? So this was another thing that was coming up, and it was derivative of the Katt conversation as well.
Yeah.
And it spurned another conversation.
And Mike Epps. Love Mike Epps.
Okay, yeah. Shout out Mike Epps, friend of the podcast. So
ever since she got some titties on her, she thinks she grown. She gonna make me knock her head through this washer and dry.
So the conversation of what Katt was saying, the dress thing came back up about men.
So glad you brought that
dresses up.
Yeah,
putting dresses on, and then the conversation on social media began to lend itself with was, why do we only make it a problem that black comedians get in dresses? Because a lot of times white comedians are in dresses, and then it lists all the white comedians they put in dresses too. So why do you feel like in the black community it's so unacceptable, when really what they were saying is, it's like, no, it's not a black and a white thing. It's just a funny gag to see a guy acting like a girl, because then you see what guys think women act like. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, speaking of Martin, I feel like Shanae was one of the most iconic characters ever. I feel like Wanda, Jamie Foxx in Living Color, one of the most iconic characters ever. And we lose that if everybody, I ain't getting no dress. I'm a man, I don't do that. Where do you land on the comedians wearing dresses?
Here's my answer, man. First of all, great question. Number one, to answer the first part of the question, the reason the black community is saying this is because Dave Chappelle said it on Oprah in like '04. Nobody was thinking that way before Dave Chappelle had this interview. Everybody was fine looking at any comedian and any man in a dress. Then when it became, oh yeah, black men in dresses, that's what it is. That's the problem. And that's why they want to take the money from them. You only get the money, you put the dress on.
Man. Yeah.
And let me tell you something right now, bro. First of all, it's funny. I'm not knocking a man for putting a dress on. I'm not knocking a man for not putting a dress on. It's your life, it's your career, it's your style of comedy that you think is funny. Nobody has the right to disrespect that. What I will also say is seeing whatever race of a man, whether he be Latino, whether he be black, whether he be white, all the men who are actors and comedians who have worn dresses, a lot of it has been funny. A lot of it has not been funny. But a lot of times, you can't tell me that Eddie Murphy as the grandma and as the mother on Nutty Professor was not hilarious. You can't tell me Flip Wilson being, I can't think of the character's name, back in the 70s was not hilarious. You can't tell me that Martin playing his mother and Shanae and Jamie, and the list goes on and on.
Tyler Perry playing Medea. Iconic.
Certain things are funny. And let me tell you something. You're listening to the voice of a man that was raised in a house full of women. And I can impersonate all of them. But that's not saying that I'm going to put on a dress. That's also not saying that I wouldn't put on one. If it's funny, it's funny.
If it lends itself to a joke and it's funny. I just don't think that any black comedian is selling out or shucking and jiving because he puts a dress on. It's like,
and if you feel that way, you also don't have to put the dress on.
Yeah, that could just be your thing. But don't shame.
Yeah, don't knock anybody for doing
it's
something.
like,
but that goes back to funny. Comedy is subjective.
Exactly.
It's like you can't tell somebody what they're doing because let's boil it down to this. Tyler Perry, Medea, all right? Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, like I said, Flip Wilson, all of these comedians, Ricky Smiley, all of these brothers who've thrown dresses on that are black without even including the Tom Hankses, the Robert De Niro's, and, you know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Sylvester Stallone, without mentioning just those guys. At the end of the day, it comes down to providing for your family.
Facts.
And no different than if you are in this entertainment business or you are in a music business or whatever business you're in, and you're working a 9-to-5 job to provide for your family. Nobody has the right to tell you what you're doing is wrong if it is putting food on your table and clothes on people's backs.
Facts. As long as you ain't hurting nobody or being immoral, do what you do. So, yeah.
Also, make it funny. If you in that dress,
funny, bring something to it.
You got to be you got to bring something so new.
That can't be the punchline.
Because if I saw it, you're competing against some of the greatest men to put on dress.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
So if you're putting on a dress, you got to be funnier than every person that we name.
Yeah,
let's focus on that.
You better be bringing it. You better be bringing some new twist to it.
Yeah,
something new to it. Something dope to it. This has been our 3rd episode back, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I feel great. It's episode 44, technically.
I thought we said 43.
Well, we came back at 42. 43 is 44. Oh, this is 43.
We got one banked.
Right. So let's just say this 43.
Yeah, this is 43. So shout out to y'all. Hop in the comments. We love the fact that
what are we going to call it?
What? This episode?
We need titles as we come up with these.
I mean, we got to go with the algorithm and get Katt Williams. So,
yeah. Can you make a thumbnail?
Yeah.
Oh, make solutions. All right. Make the thumbnail for the welcome back episode, and then this one have like this. What you do? Have Katt Williams.
We could say Katt said what?
Katt said what? Ooh, come on, man! You out here? Come on, Dozempic.
Come on. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna eat the pizza today. I'm just gonna be transparent.
Let me tell you something, man. Don't put any pressure on yourself.
I'm not.
Day to day, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna have probably slice of pizza and probably eat a salad later.
Even if you ate a whole pizza, live your life.
Sometimes you gotta just live your life, man.
Sometimes pizza make you feel better.
It do.
You've been having a bad day, and you're like, I want some ice cream. And you'd be like, I feel great.
I'm telling you, man, I've been having these 7-Eleven runs at night. I need to chill.
I used to do the spicy wings at 7-Eleven, not the wet ones.
We did used to have our 7-Eleven.
Yeah, man.
Man, me and CT, man, that's my dog, man.
I used to have good times with them foods.
We used to go in and eat. Next time when you come through and you have some more time, I got to take you to this pizza spot down the street. You'll love it.
Oh, yeah?
After your 30-day.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Pizza isn't on the list. Like I could have it, but I want to go to the gym today.
You want to come with us to have some pizza?
I don't. I want to.
Come on, man.
I want to work out.
All right, man. Well, do your thing.
Yeah.
We love y'all. I have been your boy, Doughboy. Yes, that's the way I say it.
It's redundant.
I don't care.
Hey, y'all. It's Doughboy.
Your boy, Doughboy.
It's too many boys.
It's your boy, Doughboy.
It's Doughboy.
Nah, man.
It's your man. But then that's bad.
Sign your man. Sign off, man.
At CTisDOPE. Oh, yeah. Thank y'all so much for the comments. Like you said, man. Thank you for everybody who's been supporting.
Apparently you guys missed us.
Yeah, loving to see us back.
Appreciate it.
Here's the housekeeping. Share this. Y'all want to see more episodes? We want to keep making them, but we ain't making them for nobody. So share them.
Share these joints, and we will definitely get these numbers back to glory. See you guys next time. Peace.